Welcome back to TPS. Professional athletes should never have to worry about typos on their uniforms at any time during their careers. But even still, we've seen it many times where a player will take the field, not even realizing that their jersey has some glaring typo that we all end up laughing at. Here's the 25 most embarrassing jersey typos in sports history.
At TPS, we post videos every single day, so don't forget to click the subscribe button to subscribe. Then click the notification bell to be notified when we post a new video.
Number 25, Joe Carter's Toronto jersey. Joe Carter became a legend in Canada when he hit the World Series clinching home run in Game 6 of the 1993 Fall Classic, helping the Toronto Blue Jays successfully defend their title. Toronto, Ontario is Canada's biggest city and its most famous. It's easy to spell out, but poor Joe Carter had to wear a jersey that incorrectly read Toronto. Carter was able to switch into a correctly spelled jersey later in the game. Congrats to Carter on leading the Toronto Blue Jays to the 1993 World Series, eh? Number 24, Minnesota Twins. No words here. The Minnesota Twins are based in Minneapolis, Minnesota. The city is also home to the Minnesota Wild, the Minnesota Vikings, and the Minnesota Timberwolves. Minnesota is also nicknamed the Gopher State. Number 23, Washington Nationals. Headlines were made during a Washington Nationals Florida Marlins 2009 regular season game. Ryan Zimmerman and Adam Dunn of Washington were assigned jerseys that incorrectly spelled the team name as Nationals. I mean, really, Nationals is so easy to spell out, and they play in the nation's capital for crying out loud. Needless to say, this obviously didn't sit well with the general public. Majestic Athletic issued an apology for the mistakes, adding that they regret any embarrassment for the Nationals organization. Congrats to the Nationals on winning the 2019 World Series. Let's just hope the banner had proper spelling. Number 22, Antti Niemi. Antti Niemi enjoyed quite the career in the NHL, backstopping the Chicago Blackhawks to the Stanley Cup in his 2009-10 rookie season. It was Chicago's first championship in 49 years, too. He won 242 games throughout his career, recording 36 shutouts. He spent 2 years with the Dallas Stars, and in one of his more memorable moments, there was a simple misspelling mishap in which his name on the back of his jersey was not quite correct. Thankfully, the Stars were able to correct the spelling before the puck drop. Number 21, San Francisco Giants. The Giants defeated the Houston Astros 10-4 in an April 2009 regular season game. This should have just been forgotten about forever, being another meaningless early season game. But we won't be forgetting about it anytime soon, thanks to a spelling mistake on Eugenio Velez's jersey. As you can see here, it reads San Francisco. At least they were only one letter off. Number 22, David Beckham. English soccer legend David Beckham was one of the most beloved, marketed, and respected athletes of his generation. He enjoyed plenty of success wherever he went: Real Madrid, Manchester United, LA Galaxy, you name it. Everyone knows who David Beckham is, and the name is pretty easy to spell out. But the man who made the number 7 famous in the soccer universe once had the misfortune of having to don a jersey that spelled his name as Beckham. Bend it like Beckham? Number 19, Anaheim Angels. Adam Riggs enjoyed a brief career in the majors and later in Nippon professional baseball. He debuted for the Los Angeles Dodgers in 1997, but most people simply remember him for being the victim of a spelling gaffe. Riggs was assigned an Angels jersey during a 2003 game that misspelled Angels as Angels. 171 MLB games, 3 home runs, and 33 big league hits, but we'll always remember Riggs as the Angels guy more than anything else. Number 18, Rob Niedermeyer. Renowned for his hard work ethic and strong defensive game, Rob Niedermeyer had a solid career in the NHL. He and brother Scott, a Hockey Hall of Famer, led the Anaheim Ducks to their first Stanley Cup championship in 2007. He will forever be associated with the Ducks, but what about his brief tenure with the Buffalo Sabres? Let's just say one of his biggest highlights there was a spelling mistake in which his surname was spelled as Niedermeyer. Yeah. Number 17, I'm not going to read that. Reds, Cincinnati Reds. In defense of the jersey makers here, Cincinnati isn't exactly the easiest city to spell. Let's be real, many of us probably still have trouble spelling it. Aaron Harang pitched a 2005 game for the Cincinnati Reds against the St. Louis Cardinals. Nobody really remembers the game itself, though. Instead, we simply remember Harang's jersey, which incorrectly read Cincinnati. We're guessing the jersey developer here didn't win the spelling bee contest. Number 16, Dirk Nowitzki. Dallas Mavericks legend Dirk Nowitzki was one of the most dominant big men in the NBA for 2 decades. The 14-time All-Star won the 2007 MVP award and led the Mavericks to a 2007 NBA championship. One can only think that the German native experienced numerous spelling miscues of his surname here and there in the United States. But on the back of his own jersey during a game, come on. This dude is probably the greatest player in Mavericks history. At least get his name right. Number 15, Prince Amukamara. This veteran NFL quarterback won a Super Bowl 46 championship ring with the New York Giants in his 2011 rookie season. He enjoyed a solid career with various teams, but Prince has made unfortunate headlines for being the victim of some spelling miscues. In one game with the Chicago Bears, he was misspelled as Amukamara, missing the extra A between the K and the M. Unfortunately for Amukamara, this wasn't the first time there was a spelling typo in his jersey. He was the victim of an even worse spelling miscue when he was with the Jacksonville Jaguars. The National Spelling Bee should use his last name because even the jersey makers have a tough time spelling it. Number 14, Paul Millsap. Millsap enjoyed a nice tenure with the Atlanta Hawks, earning 4 All-Star selections while leading them to the 2015 Eastern Conference Finals. Millsap was also named to the NBA All-Defensive Second Team in 2016. It looks like a fairly simple surname to spell on paper, but on a jersey, nope. His last name was missing an L during a 2014 game. And the Utah Jazz had some fun by poking at the Hawks for their little mistake. Number 13, Chris Wondolowski. One of the greatest stars in the young history of Major League Soccer, Chris Wondolowski, also had one of the longest and apparently one of the most difficult surnames to spell in the entire sporting world. The San Jose Earthquakes legend has represented the United States on the international stage numerous times, including the 2014 World Cup in Brazil. But with a great last name comes a difficult responsibility of someone spelling it out correctly on his jersey, or however that Spider-Man mind goes. Chris once had to wear a jersey that incorrectly placed a third W in his name after the second O. The correct spelling of his name is this: Wondolowski. Number 12, Andre Drummond. Detroit Pistons big man Andre Drummond probably ticks a lot of people off given his strong defensive game and elite rebounding abilities. He's always in your face and he finds a way to get under your skin. It's what makes him such a special player. And you know who else Drummond probably angers? The people responsible for stitching his last name on jerseys, that's who. Number 11, Jeff Francoeur. Okay, so this is another not so easy name to spell, we understand. Now understand how I have to feel reading them. Because I see the incorrect ones and I may not even be sure about the ones that are correct. I see no pronunciations on this here script. Anyways, I see no pronunciations on this here script. Jeff Francoeur is best known for his tenure with the Atlanta Braves, winning a Gold Glove Award with them in 2007. But unfortunately for Jeff, his unique last name meant that spelling mistakes were bound to happen. Lo and behold, this happened to him during a 2007 game against the San Francisco Giants. For your information, this is the correct spelling: Francoeur. Just a little off on the spelling there. Number 10, Brian Campbell. Former NHL All-Star defenseman Brian Campbell won a Stanley Cup with the Chicago Blackhawks in 2010. He was renowned for his smooth skating and superb puck-moving skills, as Campbell tallied 504 points in 1,082 career games. But even the best have to go through some mishaps. Despite having such a simple common surname, Campbell once had to wear a jersey that was spelled as Campbell during his tenure with the Buffalo Sabres. Number 9, Jason Smith. Smith is the most common surname in the United States according to multiple sources. MangaBay.com reports that there are over 2.5 million people in the U.S. with the last name Smith. And let's be real, folks, this is simply the easiest surname to spell in the world. There's really no debating it. Former New Orleans Hornets / Pelican star Jason Smith once had to go through the humiliation of wearing a jersey that didn't even spell his last name correctly. In this instance, the H and the T were reversed, thus spelling Smiht. Whoever was responsible for this error probably didn't hold on to their job for much longer. Number 8, Fred Robbins. Wake Forest product Fred Robbins played in the NFL from 2000 to 2011, making stops for the Minnesota Vikings, New York Giants, and St. Louis Rams. Robbins is on the G-Men team that won Super Bowl 42, knocking out the undefeated New England Patriots. Like most other surnames on this list, Robbins should be easy to spell out. Now, Robbins' jersey's typo wasn't exactly a spelling mistake, however. It's just that the R was somehow stitched into his jersey the wrong way. How is that even possible? I don't know. Number 7, John Konak. Former Atlanta Hawks big man John Konak played with the team for 1 decade, and he won an Olympic gold medal at the 1984 Summer Olympics in Los Angeles. Many, however, simply remember him as being one of the many victims of a spelling miscue. Here you can see his last name was spelled wrong. It's Koncak and Konack. That's what you see. That's not right. Number 6, Mikhail Grabowski. Mikhail spent 10 seasons in the NHL suiting up for the Toronto Maple Leafs, Montreal Canadiens, New York Islanders, and Washington Capitals. He recorded 3 20-goal seasons throughout his career, and he helped the Islanders win a playoff series in 2016, their first in 23 years. But Grabowski was accidentally inserted into sports jersey typo lore with a spelling error in which the Y at the end of his name is replaced with an I. Number 5, Milwaukee Brewers. It's always nice when a sports team wears their throwback jersey in order to celebrate their history. But here's a piece of advice going forward. If you're gonna wear the old jerseys to honor your history, you should at least make sure your spelling is correct. Brewers donned throwback jerseys for a 2013 game, but their manager was assigned one with incorrect spelling. As you can see here, his jersey read Milwaukee Brewers, Milwaukee. That's not quite correct. Number 4, Kevin Williams. For crying out loud, people, Williams is another completely extremely common name with super duper easy spelling. Just how hard is it to get it right? Former Minnesota Vikings 6-time Pro Bowl defensive tackle Kevin Williams also made headlines when he wore a jersey that had his surname Williams on the back spelled wrong. Yikes. Number 3, Zack Greinke. The Los Angeles Angels made a blockbuster trade in 2012 when they landed all-star pitcher Zack Greinke in a deal with the Milwaukee Brewers. He wound up being nothing more than a rental, however, as the Los Angeles Dodgers wound up winning the Greinke sweepstakes in free agency. Perhaps Greinke chose not to stick with the Angels because their Jersey people accidentally misspelled his name as Grienke. Number 2, Roque Santa Cruz. You better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why. Roque Santa Cruz is coming to town. Wait, did something sound wrong there? Why, yes. That's because the Paraguayan soccer icon Roque Santa Cruz had his last name spelled out as Satna Cruz. That's Satna-Cruz. And number 1, Wayne Gretzky. Now, Gretzky isn't the most common surname in the world. We here at TPS don't really know of anybody else with that name, except for somebody from, well, that sports family. But I mean, Wayne Gretzky is the greatest NHL player of all time, therefore everyone should be accustomed to spelling his name. We saw it everywhere, on television and in our newspapers for 2 decades, after all. But on one occasion during his run with the New York Rangers, the great one's last name was inexplicably misspelled. How would you even pronounce this? What other embarrassing sports jersey typo should we have included on our list? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you guys next time.